What is your best advice to single girls in New York City?
Go get your free dinners. Go get your free dinners. Go have fun. Go date around. When I was single in New York back in the day, I decided one day that I was just going to date and I was going to find out what I wanted through dating. I don't think you can say what you want.
The thing is, ladies, is that you can't be saying this in one breath and then in the next breath be complaining that men are not taking you out to nice fancy dinners on the first date anymore. Because men know that you're doing this. They would rather have a very casual, easy to end kind of date like a coffee date or a walk. Men don't have a problem with you figuring out what you want and going on multiple dates. That's fine. The problem is when you expect him to invest a whole lot of resources and time and effort while you are not sure about him at all. Or still trying to figure it out, which again is okay. And he's totally okay with that. He just doesn't want your expectations to be way up here when what you're willing to give is way down here.
So I keep a roster of 5 guys at one time. So then if I start to like any of them, I get rid of them and I bring a new one on so I never get attached to them. And if they start to like me too much, they're just done.
I'm never talking to a woman ever.
Yeah, bro.
Are you fucking these guys or are you like, what's going on?
Or like some are just for dinner. Like if I'm hungry, I'm just like, I know.
Use them. Oh, wow. Yo, I gotta give it up to you. Good shit. No, she admitted it too.
I'm 21, hot in Miami. What else am I?
Womanese. She basically explained womanese.
What happens if you really start liking when you drop them out of the roster? You put in a
Yeah,
new one?
no. If
Who's the hottest guy?
I start like actually like watching their stories and like caring about what they're doing, immediately off the roster.
Wait, so if you like them, you leave them?
Yeah, or if they like me too much. I don't have sex with all of them. They all have their own purpose. Like some are fun to hang out with during the day, some are fun to go to dinner with, some are fun to have sex with.
Our old girls like this.
Yeah, yeah. What did I say? I told you, all girls are the same.
Sorry, let me gather myself. Because my Eagles just lost. Jalen Hurts just choked. Not just him, it was some other A.J. Brown dropping passes. Okay, I know that's not what you're here for. Welcome, my friends. My name is Antoine Phoenix, and this is my RP experience. Peace and love to all my brothers and sisters out there. Thank you for being here for another one of my videos. I might start a sports channel, maybe. Anyway, today's video is going to be about, or rather tonight's video is going to be about, let women tell on themselves. With social media going on, and as I explained how I used to look at white women because my experiences with them was always nice when I was younger. They was always kind to me. Some of my best teachers, nicest teachers to me were white women teachers. Not that I didn't like the black women teachers, but they was definitely more stern. They were fair, but they were stern. But the white women ones was warm, kind. And I didn't take advantage of their kindness. I actually liked it. I believe one of my first crushes was on one of my white woman teachers. And of course, I was very young then, but that's a personal story. Anyway, we see a lot of women talking online. Growing up, I always heard black women talk. Older women, young women, all men are trash, men is this and that. That's what somewhat formed how I started looking at black women. Now, of course, once I got older, a lot older, like in my 20s, especially when I travel, I started meeting black women that were more down to earth, especially when I think of the black women I dated, they was always a bit older than me. I know one of the first black women I dated, she was at least maybe 3 or 4 years older than me. And then, of course, there was one that was 10 years older than me. And those older than me, they was actually good to me. Now, of course, they had their quirks like any other woman, but they were actually decent girlfriends. It's just that I wasn't mature enough to carry that relationship. So I'll put that on me of how it didn't work out. But the ones around my age, no, that wasn't working. Now, with women coming online talking, they are sounding like
We're saying no. We actually respect a man who is not focused on us. And that's hard. You know, that's hard for a man to not be focused on women because, I mean, we're attractive, right? We attract men and we just take advantage of it. We expect the chase all the freaking time, even if we're not looking for it. It's crazy. We say no at first. That's the thing. That's the first test. When I say we test you, we're saying no.
How does a woman take care of a man?
What do you mean?
How should a woman take care of a man?
She shouldn't have to.
At all?
No.
Then why should a man date a woman?
What kind of question is that?
Like, what value would you provide to a man?
What? That's a crazy question.
What do you mean?
You shouldn't have to provide some value to a man.
And what's the point of the relationship?
What value do they provide to us?
Protecting you, providing for you.
This is exactly why so many men are just done with dating. Because I have said this before and I will say it again. A man is taught his entire life how to treat a woman, but a woman is taught her entire life how to be treated by a man, not how to treat a man. Ladies, if you want the benefits of a man, you need to put forth some amount of effort. It doesn't even need to be as much effort as him. It just needs to be something because that is what indicates to a man that you're actually interested in him. And honestly, when one person is carrying all of the load of the relationship, well, how is that fun?
those younger women I recall talking about how bad and how awful all men were. And the fact is, they were choosing the thug.
For me, those qualities now, you can find them anywhere, not just in the church or in school, you know, because I used to associate the good guy with the guy who's in church, the guy who's in the library all the time. But now I feel like you can find you a good guy in the street. You know what I'm saying? Some of these street dudes, they be good guys. They'll take care of you. You know, they'll care about you. They'll motivate you. They'll support you.
They was choosing the guys on the corner. They was choosing the star football player athletes. Okay, they was choosing those types of dudes. Meanwhile, the other dudes were, I guess, boring, too short, lame, blah blah blah. And when I had experiences with other nationalities of women, now maybe I just was lucky. I was getting the best of them. Now, of course, though, I didn't know that a lot of them think the same way too. Unfortunately, a lot of them are coming online, opening up their big mouths.
If you're the nice guy that keeps watching the girl you like get attached to toxic men, you might want to listen up. Today, we're talking about why women love toxic men. Whew, I'm gonna need it. Now, the obvious is that we want to change them. Think of that one thing you were never able to achieve in life. And remember how it felt so good when you finally succeeded? That's why. We want the experience of successfully attaining that thing we couldn't get. When something isn't easy to get, we want it more. Next, usually we feel bad for them. It's not so easy to leave them when we become so invested in their story. Usually this story involves some level of loneliness, and we feel like if we leave them, even though they'll run straight to the next girl, at the end of the day, they'll wind up alone. And the thought of that makes us feel guilty. We like the intensity. Healthy relationships don't have those same intense feelings of toxic relationships. There's no peaks and valleys. It's pretty stable. Although there are low lows in a toxic relationship, the dopamine during those highs becomes addicting. We don't feel like we can get anyone else. Usually that feeling becomes more prevalent the longer you're with a toxic guy. You can't imagine yourself starting over. And the thought of being alone is really scary. And that person has convinced us that they're great, and we believe it. Although it's frustrating to watch people you care about winds up in this cycle. If you're a non-toxic guy watching this, there's hope. This cycle doesn't last forever, and I'm an example of that. You eventually hit an exhaustion point of no return. And although there's a lot of healing to be done after the fact, the good guy always wins.
Now, of course, though, I found out a bit with some of the other nationalities that I dated, but to hear in real time how a lot of them think, and I'm not just talking about street interviews, because sometimes some of those can be staged, especially when I see some of the same women saying the same stuff. Sometimes, like, their hair might be different, or maybe they look a bit different, but I may forget names, but I always remember faces. But when I see a lot of those women talking of how to play and use men, and not just them that make the videos, I'm looking in the comment section, and almost every woman is like, yes, girl, go, girl, that type of stuff right there. That's the alarming thing. It's not just the one woman that's coming online saying something, it's the comment section. And of course, women, they can use the thing if they look at Andrew Tate, which I don't think he's on YouTube anymore, but if you was to go to Fresh and Fit and a lot of those red pill channels that are just bashing women and don't acknowledge that men do a lot wrong too, but just focus on what the women are doing, if you look at their comment section, it will also be the same thing of like the toxicity. So that's why I try to be fair, because I'm not trying to build that type of atmosphere on my channel, at least. Not that I'm any better, but I just want to put out there that I see how women are behaving, how they are acting. I'm not looking the other way and giving them a pass. And at the same time, I still realize that men do need certain things we need to work on or be better at. The thing with women is a lot of y'all do not hear about yourselves. Y'all do from a Kevin Samuels or something, but I think a lot of times y'all reject that message right there. Not to say that you will listen to me. If you want to hear how you can be just as wrong as a lot of men by the things that you subscribe to, you listen to, you endorse, and this is why I will tell men to, when you're online, look at their social media, because their social media, what they are see, that means you have to spy and rifle through the stuff. Don't look for it. If it's there, like, definitely look at what she's posting. You don't have to rifle through all her comments and stuff, but if something comes up and you see, don't let her gas you up and say, oh, I just was joking, or I just mean that about men, not just you.
Stop giving ugly men a chance.
I think if you have an overall of how you feel about certain gender or race, they may be able to somewhat deflect that off of you because they're trying to get something out of you, or they're trying to get a certain type of situation. But once they get mad, once they get angry, once they don't feel the same kind of way, is that side in them is going to come out. That's like if somebody's racist, but they're acting like they're not. And once they get upset with you, they call you the N-word. Or they call you a white slur or an Asian slur. Okay? Do not let it slide when they take and do that, unless it maybe is a one time they do it or something. But if they do it whenever they get upset, that's really how they feel. If you see any of these negative clips that women are putting out, you need to see if your woman is following these women or if she's commenting on these videos. Once again, don't be rifling through, but if you happen to see it, and do not let it pass. The same way it was that video that woman said that guy decided to stop seeing her because he saw her social media. You need to be on that type of energy right there. That's basically it. Give me a like and subscribe, and have a good day.
Have to assume that all men are rapists, stalkers, and murderers.
Yeah, you need to learn statistics. Pause and process that for a moment. If men were the problem, how come only 26% of gay men go through that in relationships together, yet almost half of all lesbian women? Sounds like it's just evil people being evil and has nothing to do with what you got down below. Furthermore, when I was in junior high and high school, I don't recall a single one of the boys reaching down my bra, but a couple of the girls did. I've never once had random ass men walk up to me and kiss me and grab me. I've had several females do it. Oh, by the way, men are actually sexually assaulted by women just as much as girls are by men. They just don't report it as often, and when they do, nobody goes and does anything because, good on you, bro. You got an older woman. You're kind of part of the problem and the reason why so many men don't report it when they're sexually abused. Good night.
I still wanna run to you. Am I breaking through? Do you feel me too? Kendall made it. I still wanna run to you.